Hello, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Today, I have something very special for you. We're gonna take a tour of a Jayco travel trailer that has been beautifully renovated into a little tiny home.
How you doing? I'm Zach.
I'm Alyssa.
And we're gonna take you through a quick tour of our homestead. Right behind us, start off by seeing 1200 watts of solar panels. We'll get into the details of the off-grid situation a little bit later. Wrap around to the front. One of the first things I did when I got here was put in a little deck just to complement the indoor and outdoor space. Beautiful little piece of New Jersey here, and we'll take you right on inside and give you the tour.
So this is our home. Before we give you the full tour, just a little background of why we did this. So Zach was actually living in a Class C motorhome before we got married on a dairy farm. And he was moving down to Jersey to come be with me, and we decided rent wasn't really in our budget at the time. So we started looking on Facebook Marketplace, and we found this. So here we have our kitchen. This was a really important part, especially to me, that it was big and had an island. We have a nice dining area, living room. This folds down into a bed, and then in the back we also have another twin bed, as well as a big closet and a bathroom. And then over towards the entrance we have our bedroom.
Yeah, this is the master. It's got a full queen. Now you guys know kind of like the lay of the land. I'll show you out some cool features that we did to kind of personalize the space. This was originally just a 2015 Jayco 32 IBTS, and you know, the typical kind of RV travel trailer look, not very homey. So some simple things we did was some shiplap on the back to add some texture, some depth, some color. Painted the cabinets, plenty of storage. Valances, updated the valances. They were like a cloth material, very dated. Not too nice, and we did just some nice trim, some nice stain. Upgraded the mattress for comfort. And we'll take you out here. So this is the main living space. The first thing that you notice that's going to be a little bit different from your traditional RV is our trash cans. So this is a custom tilt-out trash can to fit the space. Added in extra countertop space, because that is something that's always limited in RV. We've been living here full-time for a year, so our main, I guess, goal of this build was to make it, you know, basically homey, not just an RV. So as you notice everywhere around our slide outs, which we have double opposing slide outs here, are nice pine golden trim to match the valances and all the countertops. So these are 3/4 inch birch countertops. The originals were pressboard, cheap, not going to last and hold up long. We decided to go with the 3/4 inch birch, nice and lightweight, keep the travel light, not add too much weight. We extended our center island to fit some soap and just add versatility and use to the build. If you look on the other side, Alyssa will show you some cool pantry storage on both sides of the island. And then we'll take you through the kitchen right here. So it's got a 3-burner propane Atwood stove with a oven, and then up top you got the microwave with the fan and the light for your stove. Over here, not too much has changed. The cabinet layout's the same, but the nice green adds some color. And then the main difference in this area is the backsplash. So we added some nice vinyl stick-on, really easy to do, gives it a real cool home look, makes it look like a kitchen. This is a Norcold freezer, one of the bigger options that they offer. Again, painted the inserts to give it that uniform feel. I'd say maybe my single favorite update that we did is this sink. So this is the biggest RV sink that you can get in most builds. I believe it's a 20 by 16 full depth 9-inch sink with a removable and sprayable faucet. Plenty of storage underneath. We put some cubbies underneath the trash can as well, just to, again, RV living is all about utilizing the space that you have. Right behind you, This is a couch, also folds out into a full bed. I'll show you that option real quick. And that's that.
We also have a mirror here that when we turn, we can watch our TV in our bedroom or in the living room.
Super versatile, nice to have. Right here is the AC unit, I believe 20,000 BTUs, and that's an Atwood as well. Then moving on to the dinette area. So your traditional kind of RV dinettes are very bulky, they're very boxed in, closed. We like the open, spacious feel. So I did a custom build on this that features tilt away, fold, full lock-in, bench and tabletop, folds into the valances here. And this area is the perfect size for a queen air mattress and still have room to walk by. So that kind of leads us into the next transition, which will be the closet. So we needed to make sure that we could have room for the air mattress because we took out 2 twin beds that were originally here. Just being the 2 of us, we didn't need the beds, but we needed the storage space. So we decided to do a custom closet. You see the full curtain rod all the way full length, and some custom shelves to go along with it. We got some bigger storage back here, like vacuums and steamers, to really get the full use of it. Kept 2 beds back here. This is more of a day bed, probably like a kid size.
Yeah.
And then here's a full twin. So still with the air mattress, sleeps around 7. Mural on the wall. We really love the color and the pop of the white walls with the cool contrast.
We also added shelves here for some extra storage. Originally there was a ladder here to come up to this twin bed, but we added a space for books and miscellaneous items. We tried to keep the walls nice and white to keep the space open. I didn't have a lot of room to decorate, so I used this wall to basically have the items that I really wanted to showcase. So that leads us into the bathroom.
Yep, and again on the bathroom you'll notice the trimmed out doors to give it the more of a home than RV feel. And you'll notice with Alyssa in there, there's still plenty of space to move around. That's what really sold us on this unit. Upgraded vanity, real marble top with a fully functional Kohler faucet, and again the backsplash to give it that nice look.
And then here we have our shower, which is surprisingly big for a RV. Great water pressure. It fit all of our stuff easily. And then this over here was actually a second door that we didn't really need since we were living in it full time. So we added some shiplap and some open shelving just for storage, place for our bath mat, hand towel, all of that. And then this is just typical RV toilet with a
Pedal flush.
Yeah, pedal flush. No issues with that. And we have a storage tank outside for our waste, which we'll show you when we show you outside.
Now that you saw most of the basic build, now we're going to go into a little bit more of how it really operates. So right back here underneath was always kind of a utility area. Back here we have a 6-gallon hot water heater, electric and propane. I kind of added in some shelving to kind of use as a pantry. And then if you look down here, might be a little hard to see, that's the water pump. Goes out to the outdoor shower, and we have a outdoor water spigot hookup that we fill up our tanks with. Vents up top. It's got the new windows on it, all vented, frameless. And then we'll take you over here. If you notice down in the floors, it's got the flooring vents right in line, and then up top you have the AC vents. The floor heat is through a propane Atwood furnace right behind here. We're not going to pull that out right now, but that is the intake on it. Plenty warm.
Survived a whole winter in New Jersey with the heat and had no issues.
So when we were looking to find an RV to do the conversion of, one of the main things that sold us on this unit in particular was the thermal package. That really enabled us to be able to do full year off-grid living, and also had the opposing slides to give you that full kitchen and living room feel, plenty of workspace. Now that we showed you the inside, why don't I take you on outside and show you the final parts of the build. As we walk out, you'll notice the awning right above you. That's a 18-foot full power electric awning. And now that I got you out here, let me just give you a quick peek at the instrument panel. So this is the main controls for basically the whole unit. It's going to give you the tank readers for your fresh, black, and gray water tank. It's going to enable you to switch over the water heater from gas or electric. And it's got the slide out controls and the awning kind of all built into one. Super nice instrument panel. And as we come out, a 12 by 24 custom deck, just to maximize the indoor outdoor space. Kind of got just a really cool spot here in New Jersey, and we love it here. If you pan this way, you'll see the full skirting 1.5-inch insulation board, and Alyssa will pop open the outdoor kitchen to show you what it's like to be out here. It's got the fully upgraded bar sink. Had a little chintzy sink in here again. Upgraded bar sink, upgraded fixtures, 30-inch TV, and an extra fridge because you need some beer.
And if you look over here, this is the door in the bathroom that I was saying earlier. As you can see, it's pretty small. We didn't really have a purpose for it, but it is nice if you do want a second entrance.
And if you follow us around to the front, back here you get a quick peek of a little outdoor shower. And of course right behind you is our generator. I built like a little sound box just because generators can be very noisy. And I actually would highly personally recommend this 3500 watt Predator generator sine inverter. Super useful for off-grid application, super quiet and really efficient. Walk around here. The water fill is going to be right here, right next to your knobs for your outdoor shower. This is the city water connect if you want to hook up and not fill your tanks and just run directly off of that water pressure. And then this is my gray water waistline. So I just took some ABS, fitted it together, hooked into my gray water line, and dug a little trench, and I just pitched my shower and sink water right out the back.
Water spigot, which is super handy, nice and close by for us to be able to fill up, and no issues with anything freezing or anything like that. And then over here we have our waste tank. So this was one of the main challenges, things that we discussed prior to purchasing this, was how to get rid of our waste because we're not hooked up to anyone's septic here. So we just pay a monthly fee to have someone come and remove this. They come once a month and we really don't have to do anything with it.
Yeah, it's a 250-gallon waste holding tank. It's completely normal to have under most construction job sites, anywhere that you have an RV. So for us, it just made perfect sense. We looked into composting toilets and other options, just didn't really suit our needs. Right back here is the Atwood hot water heater, which is gas or electric. Super nice to have the option. 6-gallon, and that's going to be right in underneath the flip-up storage that I showed you before. Take a nice wide turn over here. Give you the full view of the side of the trailer with the slide outs out. I put posts underneath them to pick up the weight because we knew we were going to have the slide outs out for so long, not the traditional in-out. So I wanted them picked up so they didn't sag over time. And then right on back to what we first kind of opened up, here's the off-grid system for our solar setup. So 1200 watt solar panels hooked up to a PV combiner box. I just found this on YouTube. There's so many different setups, but it's so nice that you got information at your fingertips and can learn how to do all these cool things.
Let's get a better look at the insulated skirting.
Yeah, so it's just 1.5-inch insulation board, held up all winter. We've been here for a year, kept us plenty warm, and never had any issues with anything blowing or moving, never had really any problems. Down under here, might be a little hard to see, you got your wires coming from your PV combiner box up to your solar charge controller. That feeds the batteries, charges up the batteries, then goes to your inverter, and this is a 3500 watt power inverter, and that goes back and full unit is hooked up in the back of there. Over here is a 24 volt 16 amp Victron Energy battery charger that in the winter when we weren't getting enough solar, I would run the generator and back charge the system so that the batteries are full to run the furnace for the night. So going right over here, this is the garage pass-through that goes all the way out and underneath the master bedroom, the master bed itself. So we put all our big things like our luggage, suitcases, I got crash pads for climbing, all our big storage goes under there. Wrapping around to front, got a couple different size tanks here, but really just it's fitted with two 30-pound propane tanks up to a diverter here, and that runs the whole unit. Basically everything's run off of propane between our hot water heater, the fridge is propane or electric, gas stove, gas oven. If you look over here, you get to see what we get to wake up to every morning on this little farm in New Jersey. We got some goats over here, which is part of this cool program that the farm is running.
There's 120 chickens, as
the
well
property.
as 2 pigs.
And some ducks, just about everything, and 2 acres of blueberries.
Thank you very much for taking the time to give us a tour of your awesome creation. I say creation because you really made it your own. You took a rather drab RV, run-of-the-mill RV, and made it into an amazing space. And off camera, we were talking a little bit. I was curious about your story, like where you started. I know on your honeymoon, you rented a van. You traveled for about a month.
Yeah, so it was funny how it all started. Started in a 1983 Ford Jayco, and did have an awesome honeymoon out west. And this is actually for sale right now because we're moving on to the next phase of our lives. We just closed on a place real close, and we're expecting. So due in January, and need something a little bit more secure.
Congratulations. I'm going to make sure, now I know this is going to sell quickly because I saw it on Facebook Marketplace, and I was like, man, this thing is incredible. I'm so used to looking at RVs, and you know, they all look the same inside. This is a 2015, so it has some of the newer features and amenities and styling, but you took it to another level. So I'll make sure I link to that in the description.
Awesome.
One thing that our viewers are going to want to know, because we did the tour and you talked about winter, what are some of maybe the struggles of doing cold weather camping here in New Jersey? We have some pretty cold winters.
Oh, absolutely. This year was actually one of the coldest years in the past maybe decade over here in New Jersey, and we made it through just fine. Some main things or keys, tips that I would give out: skirting is extremely important. Keeping that heat and keeping the wind from coming underneath and taking out all your heat from your trailer is extremely important. Having a backup generator, because we're fully off-grid. We have no ties to the electric, no ties to sewer, for emergency electric and heat. And
For emergencies also, we always had backup water source if the water was frozen for some reason. So we could still flush our toilet, we still had drinking water. Other than that, you can survive with a lot less than you think, and
Yeah.
you know, the only real issue was water, but even that, we got down to 0 degrees and we didn't have an issue.
It is a little bit more work, I would say, than owning a home in some ways, but the other ways it's a lot less work and you get more time to be creative and do some awesome things in your life.
yeah, so where you save on the money, you spend on the time, but totally worth it. It's definitely simple living, have a lot of time to ourselves, and to be able to enjoy our space.
And you guys did such a beautiful job with this. I know this one's going to sell. I could imagine this is going to become a side business and maybe a business for you, because the look of that interior is unbelievable.
We would really hope so in the future if we were able to get some clients and move towards more of a flipping RVs type situation. It'd be awesome. I'm currently a general contractor, but moving on and doing something else would be a great next step.
And the quality of the work was very well done.
He did awesome.
Appreciate it.
Well, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel from a homestead here in New Jersey. Thanks for watching today.